All right, here we are again with this closet being a total mess. So we are gonna organize this today. I'm going to take everything out. We're gonna declutter, reorganize. I might even take a trip to the Container Store. We'll see how much time I have, but this is a disaster. So we definitely gotta figure this out. Okay, so we are going to get started by emptying out this linen closet. Just for some context, some background here, we are a family of 4 and we live in a 1,000 square foot home. And aside from our bedroom closets and then also like a little pantry type closet that we have in our kitchen, this is the only closet space we really have for the whole family. This is our one and only linen closet for our one and only bathroom, so it has to store a lot of things. I have organized and reorganized this closet a couple of times since we've moved in. I feel like there's kind of a common misconception that once you've organized something, it should be good to go, but that's just not the way that it works. You're always going to have to revisit a space, and the good news is that it should get easier every single time that you do this, and your organization system will probably be just a little bit better than the last. Whenever I'm organizing a space like this, I like to take every single thing out of the space so I can see what I have to work with, but also because I like to clean it out. Things can get dusty. We have 3 cats, so somehow, I don't know how, but their fur ends up in the closet. There's hairballs, so it's just really good to get everything cleaned out and reset. It also makes it easier to declutter and go through all of the things that you have when you see them all right out in front of you. Like I said, I always like to clean out the space, so here I'm vacuuming all of the shelves, and then I'm also going to go ahead and wipe them down just to make sure they're fresh and clean for when we put everything back in. It's always so interesting to see how much stuff you can fit into one space. Like this took up all the counter space in my entire kitchen island, all the counters. It's just so funny, and I can't believe we had so much stuff. So like I said, I have organized and reorganized this closet a couple of times, so there really wasn't all that much that I had to get rid of. A lot of it was just kind of excess packaging that had built up, but it's good to go through everything anyway and just see if there's anything that you can say goodbye to. I'm consolidating things, and I'm just going through each category of things individually to figure out what I need to keep and what I can get rid of. A lot of the times, a really simple way to utilize your small space a little bit better is to consolidate things. So in this case, I had 3 bags of Epsom salts that take up a lot of space in this closet, and I threw them all into a jar. I actually recently made these color block jars that I'm filling up with the Epsom salts in my Dollar Tree hacks and ideas video that I posted last week, so if you missed that, I will have that linked in the cards right here. But now I'm going through all of our medicines to figure out if there's anything that I need to dispose of, if there's anything expired, and I'll go ahead and get rid of those things. Every time I do this, I get comments saying that medicine doesn't really expire and that I shouldn't get rid of things that are expired, but I have actually spoken to a doctor about this, and he told me that medicine does actually go bad, and sometimes it can be just a little bit less effective if it's expired and not necessarily going to harm you, but there's always that chance that it could actually give you a bad reaction, so I'd rather just be safe than sorry. I noticed that my Dyson case was full of cat fur. There's kind of like a suede type of material on the inside of this, and it attracts the fur so much, so I wanted to vacuum all of that out. We are again just going category by category and going through all of the containers that I already had, figuring out what I can get rid of and what I can keep. But a lot of this I organized the last time I went through our linen closet, so it was still pretty good and I was able to keep a lot of it. But now we're going to go through all of these drawers. I actually made these years ago for under our kitchen sink when I was living in an apartment, and I still love them. I got the drawers from the Container Store. I made the labels myself with my Cricut, and these have been awesome. When I was going through them on this day, there was definitely a lot that was kind of shifted around where it shouldn't be. Things were mixed together, but it was easy enough for me to just go through everything and put it back where it belongs, and I'll continue to use these drawers because they've worked out really well for us over the years. I love knowing where these things are and that they're easy to grab. So for example, we have one that says temp, and that is our thermometers. So if the kids are sick, I know to go into this closet, open up the temp drawer, and our thermometers are always right there. Then we have one for like extra dental hygiene related things like extra toothpaste or extra flossers. I have a section for nails that I'm actually filling up with all of my nail polishes. I felt like that just made the most sense. But again, this drawer system has worked out so well, so I will continue to use it. I didn't declutter too many of these cleaning products, but a couple of them I did go ahead and get rid of. Now we're going to go ahead and go through all of the odds and ends that have been left behind on my island. You can see I'm kind of just throwing things to the side, and that's because I was making a pile on the floor of all the things that we are parting ways with. But now I'm going through our first aid kit, and this was something I really needed to do, and I'll kind of explain more about that in a minute. But I just really wanted to get everything sorted and put back where it belongs in our first aid kit and kind of take an inventory of everything that we have. For whatever reason, my camera ends up cutting off some of this, so you don't see me going through the entire thing, but I did share as much footage as I was able to of me trying to sort through the first aid kit. Okay, so my camera just stopped recording and I don't know what you guys missed, but I was organizing all of the first aid kit. This box is broken, so I don't know if maybe I'll get a different one today because that's gonna kind of bother me. Not that that's like a big deal, but I don't know how that happened. So anyway, I was organizing, trying to consolidate all of our first aid stuff into this kit. We actually recently had an emergency where my 1.5-year-old cut his finger open really deep, and we had to go to urgent care, potentially had to get it stitched. They ended up being able to glue it, but we had to go back twice because the cut was so deep that it kept ripping back open. It was a nightmare, and when it was happening, I couldn't find anything that we needed. Like, I was in panic mode. My son, who is almost 6, was trying to find the first aid stuff, and we didn't have any gauze, we didn't have any tape. Like, it was a mess. So I am just letting you guys know, if you haven't checked out your first aid kits in a while, make sure that you do that. Just make sure you have everything that you need in case of an emergency, because that was really scary and I was alone with the kids and it was just not fun. So anyway, first aid kit, might get a new one, but this one at least everything is sorted. I know what I have. It makes me feel a little bit better. But this is kind of where we're leaving off. So I have all of this stuff. I figured out what I'm getting rid of, what I'm keeping, and then I just kind of have everything in categories. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take a picture of everything that I have here, and then I'm going to head to the Container Store and I'm going to try to find things based off of the pictures that I have of everything that I need to organize, and then we will go from there. But this is everything that I am decluttering, getting rid of. This feels really good. I think I'm going to see if my sister wants that steam shot. I have not had a good time with the steam shot. It's not my favorite cleaning tool, so I'd rather it go to somebody else who might appreciate it more. But a lot of this is just bulk excess packaging that I had to get rid of, or things that are expired, no good anymore. So I will safely dispose of anything that is a medication, of course, and anything that is a cleaning product. But this is what I am planning to get rid of. Before I headed out the door, I wanted to get rid of as much of this as I could. So again, a lot of it was just excess packaging that I needed to break down and throw into my recycling. And here I am taking some pictures of everything. This is something I would highly suggest that you do before you head to the store. It's just very helpful. I actually ended up going to Target instead of the Container Store, so this is just some footage of the areas that I was shopping in. Okay, so I did not end up going to the Container Store for a couple of reasons. One, it's so expensive, and number two is that it's kind of far away from me, and I have one day without my kids today to get things done, so I don't want to spend it like in the car. So I decided to just go to Target because that is what's convenient to me. I wish I had a nice Walmart. I'm so envious of all of you who do, because mine is tiny and it's dirty and they just don't have much of anything, honestly. So to get to a nice one, it would be just as far as the Container Store. So anyway, I went to Target, and this actually came from the Bullseye's playground section, which is like the dollar section. So this was $5, and it's a stackable storage bin. They didn't have any of the, like, this was the only one they had, so I couldn't buy two to stack on top of each other, but I decided to get one in case they get them back in, and then I could just buy another one. But yeah, $5 for this, and it's pretty good. And then this also came from that section, so this was $5 as well, and this one probably stacks, but it doesn't have the same like lid as this one does. So anyway, it goes in the dollar section. And then I really like the Bright Room line for organizing. They have some really good stuff. So I got this stackable one drawer slide out bin, which I believe this is meant for like your closet and like your bedroom, but I'm gonna use it for the linen closet, obviously. And I would show you how it like slides, but it's really packaged up tight. But yeah, this, I can only fit one, like with the dimensions in our closet. I can't fit two of these on top of each other, but I still liked that it was like a sliding drawer and that it had a top so that I could put other things on top of it. So even if you can't fit two stacking drawers on top of each other, it's nice when it has that like hard top so that you can stack other things on top of it, not necessarily another one of these bins. I got these stackable bins as well, also from the Bright Room line. And then this one I think is so cool. It's two side-by-side stackable bins. So I picked this up because I just really like the idea of having it divided into two. So I'm excited for that. I actually got two of these, and then these stackable bins as well. So I spent like, I don't know, $90 or something ridiculous on bins. But if I end up not needing some of them, I'll just return them. But I also grabbed some smart vinyl for my Cricut because I would like to try and label these today if I have time. I wanted to put the bins in the closet empty so I could just kind of see how I wanted to assemble everything before I started filling them up and just figure out what makes the most sense. It's kind of like doing a little puzzle here, just trying to figure out the best way to fit everything into the closet. This just helps me to really visualize the space and figure out the best place for everything to go back to. Once I kind of figured out the general idea of where I wanted to place everything, I started to go ahead and fill up all of my new containers. These containers, these two sliding drawer ones, I am obsessed with these. I think these are awesome. I love how tall they are. I feel like they can fit pretty tall products in there, and anything that I couldn't fit standing up, I just laid down, and that was totally fine. But I just, for some reason, really like this divided out two drawer system, and I'm really happy that I found these at Target on this day. So I will have everything that I am using this video linked in my description box down below. So if you're looking for something, it's all going to be down there for you to shop. Life is a winding road. For these bins, I ended up using one for kind of like our extra bath products, extra shaving cream, things like that. And then one of them I used for my husband's extra products like deodorant and lotion and things like that. And then this other one I decided that I wanted to use for towels. I feel like we've always just been folding our towels and just kind of sitting them on a shelf. And that system just doesn't really work well for us. I feel like we end up losing them somehow. Things get piled on top of them and I can't find them. So it's just nice to have a place for them to always go back to, and I'll always know where they are. Say I lost my mind. I will keep on holding my head high.
even if the sky is falling down.
I am not at all ready for fall, but this smells so good. So good. For the sake of keeping things kind of uniform with these clear bins, I wanted to move all of my Scentsy bars over into a clear bin. They weren't fitting amazing in this together because the other bin was a little bit longer and it was just kind of easier to store them in there. But it was like a puzzle, again, just trying to figure out how to make it work. I ended up consolidating a couple of the scents that were really similar so I could remove excess packaging. And I'm good on Scentsy bricks or whatever these are called for a while. Until I've gone through at least half of these, I don't plan to place any other orders.
I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind.
So now everything is just getting put back into the closet. I decided to put the tissues on the door where they were easily accessible. And then I always use these top 3 shelves for our medicines. I usually do one shelf for our kids' medicine, and then I do the next one for like our allergy type medicine, and then one for pain relievers and like cold and flu medicine. It just makes, again, the most sense for us. I feel like I keep saying that, but you just have to do what works best for you and your family. Some people will store their medicines in their kitchen and that works just fine for them. But for us, this has definitely been the best way to organize these things, keep them out of reach of the children, and also have them be easily accessible for us when we are in need of them.
It doesn't even make sense why I think about you. It was only one night, only that time, and it's not my style to be caught up in the middle like this. 'Cause now I dream about you. I was probably too drunk, it's blurry, but I've got the image of you running circles in my mind right now. And it could fade away, but it probably won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive.
I store usually all of our more dangerous cleaning products up high so they're out of reach of my kids. My kids would never get into this closet and get into that stuff, but just in case, I try to store the dangerous things up high, and that is like Drano, bleach, Clorox products and things like that. And then on that bottom shelf of this door, I store like my Blue Land stuff and 7th generation, the more natural things that are safe. My kids aren't going to get in there anyway, but just in case, I just try to keep it safe for them. But now I am taking out my Cricut because I wanted to make labels for all of the bins. My Cricut Joy is easily my favorite organization product that I have. I love to make labels for everything, and it's just so quick and convenient. This smaller machine is by far my favorite of all of the Cricut machines.
But I know they won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you.
I find the process of weeding out all of the excess vinyl to be just so satisfying, so that's what I'm doing here, just getting all of my labels ready to go onto my bins. Now for the best part, I'm laying out all the labels onto the bins and getting them stuck on there. It just looks so nice. I usually do like black labels, so the white is different for me, but I really like the way that it looks. I think this is giving like home edit, and obviously I'm obsessed with home edit just like everybody else, so I really, really like the way that this turned out. Okay, so I'm actually really excited about the way that this turned out. This feels very home edit in my opinion. So I'm super happy with this, and I hope that this gave you guys some motivation to maybe tackle your linen closet. But yeah, these, I will have everything linked down below, any of the bins that I used, and then I'll also have this exact door organizer linked, which is from the Container Store, but there's also a Target dupe, and last I checked, it was half the price of the Container Store one. I did hear that Target might have raised the price of this organizer. It's not the exact same thing, but it is extremely similar. Like the dimensions are exactly the same. It's got the mesh baskets. So I will, again, I'll have both options linked, the actual one and then the Target version, and hopefully the Target one is still cheaper. But yeah, very happy with how this all turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, all the things, and I hope you'll come back again next week for another video.
I know the next morning when the sun goes up, it might be the last day